We've been preparing for months. We've been strategizing for months. We've been recruiting for months. And now we're here on the mountain, on Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. We've officially started the walk. Most importantly, you have to understand what we're doing here, climbing this mountain. You can see the route we would probably take is probably the one that just goes down.
I wonder what's the fastest someone can get up.
Spotnur and UMR have teamed together in order to raise awareness for what's going on in Sudan. If you're not aware of what's going on, it's some of the worst stuff that's happening in the world when it comes to war, rape, starvation, and generally just a humanitarian crisis. We're here to raise that awareness for all the people who have been evacuated, the people who have had members of their family lost, homes diminished, things stolen, and now people who are displaced, who have made their way into Chad, Egypt, and any surrounding countries. And we, with Spotnur and UMR, have teamed up together to raise this awareness, put ourselves through struggle, but only a minimal struggle compared to these people here in Sudan. And we're gonna raise some funds. So if you're watching this video, wherever you are, we're here to spread the message of Sudan and the people who are struggling, and every dollar that's donated will support these people in Sudan with medical aid, with food supplies and clothing to help them get to the next part of their life. Stay tuned as we make it to 6,000 meters at the peak of Kilimanjaro.
Oh my God.
My name is Candace. I go by the Blonde Muslim online. I do dawah. I reverted to Islam. It's been 7 whole years. Starting my 8th year this month, alhamdulillah. And I do a lot of humanitarian work. So I'm here today because I want to bring attention and focus on what's happening in Sudan and raise money to benefit the people of Sudan who are struggling with the genocide that they're going through.
My name is Faris Khan. I'm a strength and conditioning coach, and we're out here hiking Mount Kilimanjaro to raise awareness for what's going on in Sudan. And what we're going through doesn't compare even one bit to what those guys are going through.
My name is Saman Munir, and I'm a personal trainer from Toronto, Canada. And I'm here to climb Kilimanjaro and raise money for the people of Sudan.
My name is Jay Dean, here in Tanzania, climbing Mount Kilimanjaro with my team, Spotnur and UMR charity. We're climbing this mountain because we're trying to highlight the tragedy, the crisis, all of the suffering that's happening with the people in Sudan right now. Sudan has been going through a civil strife for the past year and a half, I think even longer. The world seems to not highlight or talk about what's going on in Sudan. And I'm honored to be here with the team, so support us as much as you can. And I can't wait to see us reaching to the top, the summit of this peak, inshallah. Let's go.
Oh, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. You guys see that right over there? That is the summit. That is the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. We're gonna be up there in just about 3 days, inshallah. Right now we have an 8-hour hike. You know, this is day 2, so we still have a long way to go. But
It's just
The body's pretty beefy.
so right now we're getting higher up. altitude getting a lot stronger, you know, less oxygen. We're not even talking too much to each other anymore. We're just trying to get up.
It was the altitude sickness that really made a huge difference. Like, I didn't know it was going to be, I'm going to be out of breath so quickly.
That's how
Everybody's different. Of course. I almost try to stick with Rogan.
We still have a long way to go, but could you imagine just being on the top right over there? You're literally on the top of the world and you're doing it for a humanitarian cause. The craziest journey that I've ever been on in my entire life is right before my first child is about to be born. This is the exact training that I personally need to be able to guide someone to becoming an adult in the future.
I feel good. Every step of the way. If I say it's not difficult, I'll be lying. But it is test to our strength and determination. That's the spirit at UMR. For me, I know I'm gonna get to the top, and then by after tomorrow we are gonna be back to our comfort zone. What about those people that we keep saying, the people of Sudan? There's no end at sight.
You actually see Allah's beauty, the creation. And the stars, you can almost touch them, you know. You even see the clouds, you know, forming sort of mountains in themselves.
It was more of a mental game. And
Faddis, you gotta keep going. You're doing this for Sudan. You're doing this because you challenge yourself. You're doing this for your father who always wanted to climb this mountain.
Knowing that what my body is capable of doing.
I always wanted to make a difference. You know, I used to watch my brother Jay go around the world, and you know, I used to support him in everything he needed to do.
We live a very short life on this earth. You said early on your question, 70 years old. Next month I will be 70.
It's day 5 of our journey. Today we summit to the top to represent and spread awareness for Sudan. The first team has already taken off an hour before us because they're moving at a different pace. It's go time.
We are leaving at 12 a.m. So there's a lot of fatigue, lack of sleep.
You look at the sky. If you could see the sky in Kilimanjaro the night we were, you know, it was so clear, and the stars, you could almost touch them, you know.
Wow. Scary.
These things, they seem impossible. Just like when I think about the problem and the situation that's happening in Sudan.
I just want to make sure that my children can look at their father and just always be inspired.
I can't even put it into words. I can't even express it. That's how it feels. It's one of those things where it's just, you gotta feel it for yourself.
This was the most difficult journey of my life. I did not expect it to be that hard. It was really, really hard. At the end of the day, I'm going to be sleeping in a hotel in a nice bed, but what about these people? They're struggling every single day. For them, it's never ending.
I think that's the reason why most of us probably even made it up there. We were the first ones to actually call out to the world and start speaking out for our people in Sudan.
I remember when I was 4 or 5 years old, just like yesterday. We walked for the longest time we walked. It was 14, 16 hours without sleep. You can multiply that 1,000,000 times.
In a world of darkness, we need to be a source of light. Become a source of light because it's contagious, and be shepherds of the light and be able to deliver that light to dark places because the truth matters. So